You are now tuned in to LightSaber Radio. If you only knew the power of God's
Here it comes. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to LightSaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
Welcome to LightSaber Radio, the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you will be notified of all of our future episodes. Also, don't forget to press that like button. It helps get these videos in front of other Star Wars fans so they can get in on the outrageousness. So how's everyone doing today?
Good.
I'm doing good.
Decent.
I was about to say, Tori. Here, we're going to switch some shit around right quick. All right, everybody, I'm switching stuff around.
Oh, no.
That's dangerous.
Every time you start messing with buttons, you end up hanging up. You end up leaving.
What's going on, Star Wars team leader, Bodie Collections, Chris? How's everybody doing today? So, we got a very exciting Kenobi episode to talk about. There was a lot going on in this episode, and I think this episode redeemed the whole Kenobi series, in my personal opinion. They brought everything that they could in this season or in this episode. So I'm just like, they're gonna have to go extremely, extremely big on this last episode to top this episode. This episode had a little bit of everything. Now, I'm not going to say there wasn't some things that I didn't like, but out of all the episodes, to me, this was my favorite so far. How did you guys think? What did you guys think?
Honestly, out of all the ones, that last one and this one have been my favorite so far, honestly. Or was it episode 4? It might have been episode 4.
Okay, we're only on episode 5. So it was last episode.
I'm jumping episodes. I'm assuming that we're on 6 because that episode was such a banger. I don't know how they're going to top it. That's why I'm thinking it was 6. No, episode 3 and episode 5 have been my favorite episodes so far.
Episode 3 and 5.
Yeah, this one just had some. It hit different. It really did. Like Obi-Wan, seeing Hayden as a Padawan again.
That was one of the things I didn't like because they could have done way better on the fucking deep fake. He looked like he was fucking 50 years old. Like, what the hell?
Looked older.
I agree with that.
I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Like, wait a minute, why does he look so damn old? He got a Padawan braid at 50.
Hey, man, some people just don't learn as fast as others, okay? Calm down.
But
yeah, Yoda had his until he was like 300 pound sand.
That's because look at Baby Yoda's 50 now. You know, Goku is 50. But I did there were. Okay, everybody else talk first because once I get going, I got some things to say. Okay, I want everybody else to talk because I know how to get some talk.
I'm going to explain this. Like I explained it to Tori and I explained it to Kyle. Guys, those kids were coming from a balcony getting trained by another master. They were running to where the other Padawans were when they clashed into Vader in the 501st. They were not in the Grand Master room. I have seen people argue about this. I argued with Tori about this. Kyle even had something to say about it before we hopped on. They were running to go join up with the other Padawans when Anakin or Lord Vader ran into Reva and the rest of the group. I do got to give a point that Kyle made earlier. How could a Padawan have so much hatred to stay alive and then become an Inquisitor? That was. I got to give Kyle that because I've been racking myself on that one. But
this was the thing that because there was a lot of stuff. So no, this is going with what you're saying. There was a lot of stuff being spread around on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube about him letting her go. If you really pay attention, he stabs her when she is a Padawan. Mm-hmm. When she's a learner, a youngling, he stabs her. She survives. Then he stabs her again. So you get stabbed twice by Vader. There's like I don't know what it is with Anakin or Vader, or however you want to put it. Well, I guess he's Vader at all these points. That he's not hitting her where it's going to kill her, which leads me to believe that the rumors are true that they are looking at making a Reva spinoff, which I'm good for because so far a lot of people's talking shit about her acting, but first she made you pissed off at her, and then she turns out the whole time she's hunting Vader. She's doing all this to get close to Vader because she wants to take him out for stabbing her the first damn time. So,
can I just say something real fast for you, Kyle? You fucking called it.
I know, but I can't take the credit on that. I had some inside information that, I'm saying, a lot of other people didn't have, that I kind of knew where she was at before the season even started. So
Man.
I can't take credit for that. I gotta sit back and I gotta give props to who gave it to me, even though I can't say their name, but I had some inside information on that.
Yeah,
now the other stuff, I didn't have no inside information on that. I just knew that Reva was who I thought she was. Well, I knew who she was to begin with. Oh, here we go with these damn.
Oh man, why?
Because they like doing it. I don't know. They just like. They
Get a life, my guy or girl or whatever you identify as that I don't give a fuck about. It's some jackass on a computer just sending shit out.
It's probably a bot. Sure. It's an algorithm bot or some. Oh shit, Tori done clicked off on us. What is she doing?
She'll be back.
How the hell do I fucking do that?
What, delete shit?
Yeah, how?
I don't know. I'm not an admin.
Well, talk to your boy Garrison, because he's the other admin, even though he ain't showing up on Wednesdays. They working the shit out of that boy.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to show everybody.
What? Yeah, why'd you? I don't want.
I didn't want to show everybody. I'm just trying to. It's not letting me take them off for some reason. Like, usually I can just take them off. Whatever. It's not letting me do it. Okay, so Kim, Tori, you guys got to let us know where was your thoughts at for this episode?
You can go, Tori.
Whoever wants to go first. Me and CJ, we some talking idiots. We'll just get to go.
Oh man, we just go. We can't control it.
I mean, the last episode I said was probably my favorite episode, but then I saw this one and I was like, oh my god. It was amazing, and I enjoyed the flashbacks, but I saw Reva completely different, and yeah, it was nice to see her like that, and I don't know, there were so many good points. I did almost cry when Ned B died.
Oh, that bummed me out, and like the fact that he shielded her.
I know.
Like, that was amazing.
Hey, that's a good droid.
That's some real shit. That's a homie right there.
Yeah. But it was such a good episode. I don't know how they're going to top it in the final one, though.
Oh, they're going to come out swinging heavy guns. They really do.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. All right, Tori, what'd you think? Oh, Tori's frozen.
Oh, yay.
Tori's stuck. Okay, well, let me take off on some of the pointers of this episode. Like I said, one of them was
that face that she had when it was frozen. I'm sorry. I love my woman to death, but for the last couple seconds is great.
One of my, like I said, the deep fake for Hayden and Ewing was just like, oh God, man, what are you guys doing, man?
That wasn't a deep fake for Ewan. That was just his gorgeous ass. We know it.
Like, no, he looks older. They both look older than they would at this time period. Like, okay, which was cool. Like, I can get past that because the lightsaber battle that they were doing was just dope as shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they were redoing Revenge of the Sith. That was one of the Easter eggs that I seen in there. The same moves were being done from Revenge of the Sith in that same battle scene that they were doing. I didn't like the defake. The other thing I didn't like, and this was one of my biggest pet peeves with the episode, the whole damn Darth Vader stopping the whole ship from flying off. Come on, Cal Kestis.
That is some Star Killer shit. What you talking about? That is some badass, straight up Star Killer shit, and I'm game for it. 10.
That shit is garbage. Ain't nobody freaking stopping the damn ship from taking off. That shit is not gonna happen. Rey couldn't do it. Vader couldn't do it. It's a big ass ship. You're not gonna stop it. You know the force don't work that way. You know
that's the light side.
That is a lot.
Not the dark side.
If Bane couldn't do it, and Bane was more powerful than all of their asses, there's no way that they could do it. That's just bullshit. It was dope. I'm not gonna say it wasn't cool as shit. That shit was cool as shit. I was like, look, Vader stopped the whole ship, then he drags it to the ground and rips it apart. I was like, that's dope as shit. Vader's dope. But it was kind of bullshit. It was like, dude, that shit's not gonna happen. You're not stopping this big ass engines from taking off. It'll snatch your ass off the ground. You know what I'm saying?
It was also empty. It was literally just empty.
I don't care if it was empty or not, dude. You will get okay. If you took a big ass balloon, giant ass hot air balloon, and you tried to hold that fucker down, it's gonna snatch your ass off in the air. Shit
not
is
with
not
the
real.
force. Not with the force.
That shit is not gonna happen. That's just fucking retarded.
I ain't doing it. I ain't arguing with you. The force.
But it was a cool ass scene. Don't get me wrong. It was a cool ass scene. I didn't like the comfort, the little thing between Reva and Obi-Wan. Just because of the simple fact is, like, I don't know. I like Reva being hard as shit, and I mean, and she still kind of was, but that little sentimental part was like, oh man, you killing the character, man. Just quit that. You ain't supposed to be sentimental. You're supposed to be a killer. You know, I like that you're intimidating and you kill people and you don't give a shit. That's what makes you the good character. That's what makes everybody hate you. That's why you're getting the most attention. That's why everybody's talking about, oh, it's the Reva show. It's not even about Obi-Wan Kenobi because you're doing that good. If you wasn't doing that good, people wouldn't be talking about that shit. Nobody would have cared. But everybody hates you, and that's a good thing. Just like everybody hated Vader at the beginning, everybody hated Maul at the beginning. Only if you don't hate, everybody hated Anakin, and when they came out the prequel trilogy, they said Hayden couldn't act and all this shit. It was just because they didn't like the character. Because they were doing a good job at being who they were supposed to be doing. So I didn't like that sentimental part. I really didn't. I did like the part where she shoved the damn LightSaber through the thing and tried to kill him. I was like, that's it. That's pretty cool because she's kind of like, screw you, you left me, you prick.
That was awesome.
He didn't. That's what pissed me off. And she's gone again. That's what pissed me off. He didn't leave her because he wasn't fucking there. He was on Utapau. He was shot down. She's getting bitched up.
Well, this is the thing.
Who wasn't there.
This is the thing, okay? And I can see where she's coming from, okay? She laying there. Vader done stabbed her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She's laying there on the freaking floor. And him and Yoda or none of the other Jedis that survived checked to see if everybody was dead. They just assumed. Like,
oh, yeah, I would too.
And, you know, I would have too. But, you know what I'm saying? The fact that, so I see why she's mad. I see why she's mad. And I'm like, screw you, whatever. But I didn't like the fact of that when he gave her the answer to how they defeat Vader, she didn't jump on it and she waited. Probably my favorite scene is Vader whooping her ass and he don't even pull out a lightsaber at all. He just uses the force like, stop, nope, you ain't doing that.
What makes me laugh is that when it does the flashback and Obi-Wan's doing the same thing, he's just pushing the lightsaber a little bit, pushing it a little bit, and then elbows him in the back and grabs his lightsaber and is like, this is why you're a Padawan. I was like, oh, burn. Fuck you. This is why we like Obi-Wan. Obviously.
I mean,
so as much as I want to agree with your point earlier that you made about how Rey couldn't do it, so Vader shouldn't be able to.
It's impossible.
Listen, I don't like Rey. I don't, but however, she did get distracted. She thought that she blew up Chewie.
It don't matter. You cannot hold a ship. The ship will drag your ass off the ground. You are not being. You wait. It's just okay. Gravity does not work that way. It's physically impossible. If you hold on to a big ass, if you go out and hold, okay, just say this. You put a rope on the end of a big ass jet, and the jet goes to take off, and you're holding on to that rope. Your ass is gonna fly the hell off.
Not if I have the force.
The force does not hold you to the ground. Gravity does. That shit don't work like that. That's bullshit. It was bullshit when they did it, when Cal Kestis or whatever, or Star Killer did it. It was bullshit when Rey did it. It was bullshit when Vader did it. Not to say it wasn't dope. I'm not saying it wasn't dope, because it was dope. That was a dope ass scene. But it's bullshit. Like, quit. We're not stupid. We're adults here. Most of us that are watching this are adults. We're not little kids.
We're on this tangent. I have a question, Kyle. If that's how you feel about the Force, how do you feel about Leia when she forced herself back into the ship after she was supposed to die?
That was bullshit too.
That was bullshit. No, I agree. That was bullshit. You die.
Bullshit. You would die.
Space.
Bodhi's got a point. Disagree. Plenty of Force users can do this. Palpatine used lightnings to take out 20 ships. It all depends on it all depends on your strength with the Force.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Bane couldn't do it, and Bane was stronger than all of them put together.
But Bane didn't have to do it.
I was just gonna say, did he have the need to?
That's the thing. You're not gonna do it. It goes against the. Okay, check this out. Your body produces electrical current all the time. Your nerves is producing electrical. I'm learning about all this shit we're having MS. That's how. Basically, your nerves is basically a damn wiring system for your body. They send electrical pulses, and that's how it works. So you have electricity in your body. Plus, you can draw electricity, just like you get static electricity when you're pushing your feet across the damn floor with socks on, and then you can touch somebody and shock them. You can produce electricity. So using electricity, there's electricity in the air, there's electricity in molecules. You can pull electricity using the Force to do that shit. You're not going to be heavier than that big ass ship with them giant ass freaking cannons that are shooting off the back of it, just shooting out into the unknown. You're not gonna do that. That's impossible. It's force wise or nothing. That means you would have to. The Force would have to give you more gravity than the force of that ship. The weight, the size, and the force of them giant ass boosters are taking off. It is impossible. It can't happen.
Fine, I'll let you have it. In my mind, I don't care.
I'm not saying it wasn't dope. It was way doper to see Vader do it than it was Rey. When Rey did it, I was like, oh, fuck this dumb shit.
Vader did it. Vader was so mad when he ripped that bitch down. He started just throwing shit.
And he ripped it apart. And shit was awesome. Like, now, if she would have followed, if Reva would have followed what Kenobi was trying to tell her, and she was standing right behind him right then, she could have got him.
Or if she ignited, if she had it up against, not directly touching, but up against, and then ignited,
I said the same thing.
So pissed.
She literally popped off.
I did. I started yelling, and he's like, "You need to calm down." And I was like, "No," because she walked up, ignited it. Everybody heard it. He was like, "Oh, cool. There's a lightsaber behind me. I wonder what's gonna happen next."
And then stops it with the Force. I love that.
And then she gets pissed off. Oh no, I just lost my only chance. And
I didn't
out of your own stupidity. Walk up, be stealth about it. What the hell?
Exactly.
Impale him. Why didn't she impale him? At least if anything,
walked up and just went click and just ended the shit.
So many other Force users have done it in 50 million Star Wars things. She was the outlier here.
It's but we knew. I mean, even if she would have impaled him, he'd have probably survived. Most of his body is a robot now, so, he's all cyborg. So he probably would have survived. But she could have got away. He did. Ran the hell off, and then, oh, man, I didn't do a good enough job. But Kenobi gave her the whole plan. Okay, he's going to focus on me. He's not going to be caring about anything else. He's going to focus on me. So come and get him. Right when he's focused on stopping me, get him. And she waited. Why did you wait? Like, why didn't you follow him in right when he walked in? Like, what were you waiting?
I don't know.
You know another thing that bothers me? Why doesn't Vader run? Like, you're like a machine. You got like robotic legs, but he just
Maul
walks fast everywhere. He
Maul
don't
was
run at all. Like, why didn't he
unstoppable
run? He could have ran. Like every single time, it's like, all right, you're not using the Force to stop the fire. You didn't run to catch Kenobi. You just fast walk. Like, why are you always fast walking?
Okay, but with the fire, I will have to say I kind of back up because I got pissed off about it. I was like, yo, you have a fireproof suit. Why didn't you just walk your happy ass through there? I do have to kind of agree with CJ on this one, as much as it pains me. He does like a challenge. Anakin likes a challenge. So why would he go after him if he's already on the ground? He's disabled at this point. He's weak. He's obviously not at his strongest with the Force. All of that. Like, also,
he's got bad CPs. So Star Wars pulled Star Wars team leader pulled up. What about Yoda lifting X-Wing? For one, that was not flying. Two, it was in a swamp. Three, Yoda was just trying to prove a point and be a cocky asshole.
Yeah,
but he still was struggling. He was sitting there like, he still was struggling to get up. This is the most powerful Jedi ever. He's struggling to get a little ass X-Wing up, but Vader stopping his giant ass. See, that's one. Then
again,
Jedi. This is
for a long time.
Yeah. This is another thing.
Oh, here we go.
Vader couldn't just. We seen in the last episode, or was it the last episode or episode 3, where he put the fire. That's last episode, right? So
no,
he put the fire out the first time.
3, yeah.
Or was it 3? So he put the fire out the first time. He just waved his hand, fire just goes out. She hits the thing, knocks it over, shoots the thing, and starts back up again. Why doesn't he just go? But you can hold a damn shit, but you can't put a fire out 2 times?
Because he wants the challenge. That was the whole point of this episode too, is Anakin is so fueled by the challenge, a good battle, a good fight, that he could have just grabbed Kenobi, lifted him back up in the air, killed the fire again. Killed it, but he
now
wanted
here goes
Obi-Wan.
here goes my argument on that. So when him and Obi-Wan are fighting in the beginning of this episode, when they're going back for him, he says mercy does not defeat your foe. So if that's his thought process, then why the hell is he doing shit that's gonna keep him from being able to catch Kenobi? Why would he be worried about the chase? Why would he be worried about any of that shit? He's been searching for him for 10 years. He finally gets a chance to catch him and he just keeps letting him go. That doesn't make no damn sense to me. And he said mercy is for, you cannot defeat an opponent with mercy. Right there, that goes against the thing. Okay. But we're gonna move past this. We are moving past this.
Are you sure?
Okay.
I mean,
the next thing is that and this has nothing. I loved the episode. The episode was great. There was a few things. There was some camera techniques that were just like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like the camera's just moving for no freaking reason whatsoever. Everybody's standing still, but the camera's doing this shit. Like, why are you doing that? So I had a little bit of issue with the camera thing. I don't understand what Deborah Chow was trying to do with that. It was just it was wonky. It just felt weird. But my problem is, and this is something that I've been hearing a lot, and I'm starting to agree with it. I do not like the fact that Disney is trying to rewrite Star Wars. This is a problem to me. We know in The New Hope that Leia says, you served with my father in the Clone Wars. Never once did she say anything about knowing Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I know there's been people that said, oh, but she knows him by being. No bullshit, because what's-her-face says Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ice Cube's son says Obi-Wan Kenobi. She calls him General. A bunch of times the Reva calls him Obi-Wan Kenobi. She knows this is Obi-Wan Kenobi at this point. But never in anything in The New Hope does she ever act like she knows who this man is. He is a complete stranger to her. I do not like the fact that Disney is trying to rewrite the timeline, because lest there's some Jedi mind trick that can wipe your mind for 10 years later, which is not, It doesn't work for that long. There has to be another way, and hopefully they show it in 6, because if they don't, basically, we got basically told we're a bunch of idiots and we don't know they're rewriting the timeline. Leia does not know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is, but he, in this series, has saved her multiple times. He has spent the last, what would you guys guess, a week with her at this point?
Mm-hmm.
At least a week? With everything that's going on.
All of this shit is happening within a week. That's depressing. Like childhood trauma for Leia.
But we are also getting a second season.
If we get a second season.
And they've already confirmed it.
Yeah, they've confirmed it. They're already in.
Because
Disney has not confirmed it. Disney has not confirmed it yet. It's all speculation put out by other people. Disney themselves has not confirmed the second season. The only confirmation that really we would have from any type of Disney source is when Ewan said, 7, 8, and 9, or 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. Disney themselves has not confirmed a season 2 of Kenobi. So at this point, we don't know for a fact yet that season 2 is coming out. But still, regardless, I mean, you can kind of take it and sit back and say, okay, Reva's going to survive. So they're either going to be a season 2 or they're going to give her own spin-off series. Or, because I don't know. I feel like there might be a season 2 for the simple fact of that there's just a lot of stuff going on now. But we know that Vader didn't know about the kids. Now they're bringing that up. That's rewriting the timeline. Because Vader didn't know about the kids. So it's like, all right, go ahead, Kim.
I know that we've seen where droids have had their memories wiped, right? I'm wondering if they would do something like that with Leia, except she'd be willing to do it in order to protect whoever she needs to protect. In this case, it would be Luke. Or, you know what I mean?
Or Belle does it when she's sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different ways that it could be done, but I don't like if they use a Jedi mind trick, and we all know at this point that Jedi mind tricks do not last that long. They wear off in a little bit of time. They don't last for freaking 10 years or 8 years from this point.
The longest one that was confirmed was the one from episode 2, the guy that Obi-Wan said, you want to go home and rethink your life. A week and a half. It took that guy a week and a half to shake that mind trick, but he had already restarted his life and bettered it. And he kept continuing what he was doing to better his life. A week and a half. That's it. And that was I
don't like the fact that Disney thinks we're idiots and they can just do this and we're going to be like, oh, great, it's Kenobi and all this stuff is happening, and we're not going to realize we are Star Wars fans. We notice everything when it comes to Star Wars. Now, I can understand, and somebody brought up a very good point, that this was made for newer viewers, kids, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? When there's too many Star Wars fans like myself and like y'all that have been watching Star Wars forever, you're not going to pull the wool over our eyes with this.
We're
and
invested,
to think that we're that stupid that we're just not going to notice that Obi-Wan spent a week with Leia and she's not going to remember this and all this traumatic shit that's happening. Chris brought up a very good point. It's a very traumatic experience that they're going through.
So wouldn't they just rather erase it?
And it's also been proven, like, in our own universe, because, Star Wars is a different one. Haha, fun fact. Everybody knows this, but whatever.
It's real, damn it, it's real.
We just don't know it. George came from the damn universe, came here, and then wrote movies that made millions. He's just going to go back.
Just like Elvis isn't actually dead.
Tupac's on an island somewhere.
Anyway, like traumatic, so super bad traumatic things and super happy memories are the first ones to form. And they stick a lot more than like normal, like, oh no, I got my hand shut in a door or whatever. Like getting kidnapped. That's getting kidnapped and being chased around the galaxy, planet by planet.
Watching people die,
getting tortured by an inquisitor, like all this, like that's gonna stick.
Yeah,
either she's like unless the Organas really didn't raise a snitch.
Or she has more traumatic shit happen after she goes back to the
that's
point where it
depressing.
forgets.
I mean, this is all some pretty crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't like the fact of that, you know, they're trying to change, which I'm glad, you know, spoiler alert on all this stuff that we're talking about. If you haven't watched it, you know, there's something wrong with you. But you know, that the Grand Inquisitor's back. So we got answered for that. You know, they brought that back. They answered that question, you know, because we were all like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, but we knew that was going to happen. Like, we knew he was going to come back some way.
And I love that he used the Maul thing. He's like, hatred is a very powerful thing. And I'm like, ha! Darth Maul did it.
Yeah, but
sense.
I just don't like that. That was another thing that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Vader stabs her. She's a youngling. She don't even like, and we don't know, like, as we see, her force ability isn't that powerful. You know, even so, it wouldn't have been that powerful even if she was that mad. It's not like she's as powerful as Maul or, you know, Palpatine or Vader or somebody like that. So for her to be able to will herself to survive getting stabbed, getting impaled by a lightsaber twice, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, man, y'all taking this shit too far.
Okay, the first one I question. The second one I can believe.
Okay, but
here we go.
But I have this issue in all of the Star Wars movies, TV shows, everything. You just stab somebody and walk away and they're just dead. Like, I understand there's a lot of vital organs. Like, you know, you have your stomach and stuff in your stomach. But it's a lightsaber. It immediately cauterizes it. You're not going to bleed out. How are you going to die? You're not going to bleed out.
Well, then that means a lot of Jedis would have survived, and because a blaster is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. They die. You know
well, you got to think, though, a lot of those Jedi
that died what you get impaled through.
Took like more than one round, okay? They didn't just take a shot. Like, we watched Depo the Baba and Bad Batch take like 40 shots. We watched everybody else take round after round. Like,
but we've seen so many people get die for one shot. Like,
that's what I'm talking about, though. Is like, okay, like a shot to the chest or whatever, that's understandable. But when time after time after time, you're having lightsabers just one slice into your stomach and then walk away, like, that's not going to kill you. That might put you into shock, but you'll have enough time to like get to a medical facility where they can just kind of fix you. Like, that doesn't kill you. It cauterizes it. It puts you into shock and your body slows down.
Well, also, you also got to understand that we're talking about Vader here. We're talking about Anakin, one of the best swordsmen that was. I'm pretty sure that he, like, that's what makes me think that he's not trying to kill her, because he would stab her through the heart. Unless she's one of weird people that got a heart on the wrong side or some shit like that that they could explain down the line.
But the question is, why would he want her alive?
Yeah, I don't see that.
A challenge.
The first time, but she's not challenging to him. Like, he got all these Jedis that he can go hunt that's going to be way more challenging than him fighting Reva. Star Killer, you got all these people that he's got. The Grand Inquisitor would probably be better than that. At least he was a temple guard.
Quinlan Voss would be a better fight.
Like, she's not. You see, her force ability is. She didn't even use the force against him at all.
She also didn't get trained properly to control her anger. She was just striking. Like, she was just in a pissed off. What if like the next time we see her, you know, she survives whatever, she ends up in another fight with Vader. What if she does? She realizes that she needs to calm down and to not just attack. She needs to think about her. But nobody trained her. She was murdered by the Child Slayer 3000 and then left for dead, assumed she was dead, and then they found her in the gutter. Like, nobody really trained her.
Well, my biggest thing is with this, though,
it's a game to him.
Yes, that's what. Thank you, team leader. It is a game, because think about it. If I was to hurt you, you'd want to get me back, right, Kyle?
Depends.
If I no, hold on. If I struck you in the face right now, just to strike you in the face because I feel like you're weaker than me, you're gonna want to fight me back, right?
Nah, not really.
If I dip out, I'm talking about when you're younger. I'm not talking about now. I know you're more settled now.
Well,
but
now the difference between when I was younger and now, when I was younger, I had something to prove. Now I don't have nothing to prove.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. He does too, and so does he. He never grew out of that. He's still an overgrown man-child.
That, and you got to think the last time he thought, well, and that's the thing. The last time he thought he was the best, Obi-Wan took him out. So he's got a million things to prove. Palpatine still tortures him. You know that's a damn fact.
He still has Obi-Wan on his back.
He's got to think about that every time. And then Revo tries to stab him. I'm sorry. I'm going to stab you.
I don't see, like,
I'm going to take your lightsaber apart.
He bested her without even using a lightsaber. Like, he bested her. He doesn't have nothing to prove at this point. So, like, why not kill her? Like, he has nothing to prove at this. Like, he didn't even try. He was just sitting there playing with her. Like, you really think he was about to do it? He's like catching a lightsaber with the Force in the air. Like, okay, really? Move out the way. Then she's spinning the lightsaber. That shit was going fast. He just stopped it with the Force. Like, really, this is a bitch you got? Like, he don't have nothing to prove. He bested her without even trying. Like, he used, like, a very minuscule ability.
It was very demeaning. It was such a demeaning fight to her. I love that he just took her lightsaber apart and threw the other half on the ground. Like, I'm going to fight you with your own weapon. This is going to be I'm going to add your insult to your injury right now. And then I'm going to stab you with your own shield.
And then he told her, he was like, he was wise to you. Not that he didn't know what was going to happen. Like, he didn't know what was going on. Like, he knew everything. That's the whole point of the visualization about the beginning part. That was the whole point of it. Because he's remembering that, and he's like, all right, I already know what you're going to do. Because you're going to try to do the same thing you did to me when I was a youngling, when I was a Padawan. You're going to try to do the same thing.
I thought he was going to Dooku her when he took it apart and he was walking towards her. I was like, oh, please do the Dooku.
That would have been awesome.
I would have been like, yes, that is a beautiful end to a character.
Like jumping,
I was like, do it. Come on. And then he didn't. And I was like, well, fine, whatever. That's not your specialty anyway.
I don't think it was back together. I think, well, if you look at her lightsaber, like if you look at the way it's set up, if you look, it doesn't have the full circle. It has pieces missing. So I think it does come apart.
Yeah, he took it apart to fight her, and then I think he just put it back together and threw it on the ground. Like, I don't want this nasty shit. Like, you were worthless in the first place.
I was the same way too. I was looking at like, how the hell he broke it in half, and then it was back together when she was crawling on the ground. But if you really look, there's like spots that are like at the top and the bottom. It's like two pieces, and then it has that round piece on one side, and on the other side it's like that. So when he pulled it apart, I think it comes apart, and then she can have two. That's what I was taking.
It did give me that Ahsoka vibe too, Chris. Yes. Except for Maul was the better fight. Maul technically won that fight, but he got a little arrogant. If he would have just did what he did and then left, Maul would have never got captured. Just saying. That's my controversy.
Is that the one where they're up in like the
rafters of Mandalore?
And then he like threw her, or she threw him down, and then the clones grabbed him?
Yep.
Okay.
She's learning.
Nah, there was a lot of great. I mean, this episode brought a little bit of everything. We got Vader, we got Anakin, we had Obi-Wan actually being a Jedi again and not being like, all right, because we know how sorry he was at the first episode. He just turned the other Jedi away, and then that dude was dead. Like, dude, that's fucked up. And then this time he was like, no, we'll save everybody.
And I think
it's going to work out.
Well,
I think what inspired him
losing that Jedi was that kind of motivation.
No,
too.
I think him reading Quinlan Voss's quote, because he reads it again when they get to that planet. I think that's what sparked him again. Was realizing like, hey, Quinlan didn't quit. He's still alive. He's still doing something. Why the hell do I got to sit in a damn cave when I can be doing something right now? Because I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the thick of it. I can do this. Well, and then I can go back to Tatooine and then just hide out again. And when somebody needs me again, I will do it if it's bad like this.
And then I think also that when old girl tells them, like, there's bad things that we've all done, but it's about what we do to change that. How do we change that? What can we do to be better people? that I think.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
Chris,
that's a
that was
good- oh,
controversial.
That would be dope.
I
That
would
would be
lose my
super
shit.
dope.
Who would you bring in to play him, though? Jason Momoa.
No,
Bring in Jason
He's too
Momoa.
big. There's no
No.
way.
Have you not seen Quinlan Voss? The boy is young.
No. I meant big as in
they
like
gonna
he's
have to
too
get like they'll.
high on
I get.
celebrity status.
I don't think that they'll do that. I think they'll get like I think they'll get an actual Native American to play him.
Yeah.
Who's a Native American actor?
Uh,
This. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be in the top tier, but he'll probably be in like who's one of the like Native American. Oh, no, it would be dope. They would play him that if he was younger.
Taylor,
Oh.
no.
Lautner. That's the you said native actors, and the first one was Taylor Lautner, and so now I'm actively trying to search my brain for another one.
Dude, the dude that played Sam in Twilight, he would be good.
Yes, he would.
He would be good.
That would work.
Who the hell are you talking about? Why am I the only asshole that hasn't seen Twilight here?
Hey, okay,
That
this
sounds
is
like a you problem.
yeah, because Twilight ain't that bad. Like it's not great, but when you get to the fight scenes in the movie where they're fighting each other, that shit is dope.
Just throw a little bit of longer hair on.
Yeah,
him.
you throw those dreads on him and put that yellow marker across his face. He could do it.
Yeah, he
I
could
can
do
see
it.
him doing that.
Like you're gonna have to, dude. I'm telling you, do not let the fact that it's a chick movie ruin
No,
it for you.
it was just never something I really wanted to watch.
Spencer, that's
Like
his name.
I watched it with my wife, and like I'm not like a super Twilight fan or nothing like that, but like they're not that bad. Especially when they get to the vampires fighting the werewolves and the werewolves fighting the vampires and vampires fighting each other. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty
I
good.
still watch that series like one time every year.
My wife watches it like one time every month. My wife
I like
loves
your
it.
wife.
He does.
But see, it's just like my kids and them got me watching the Vampire Diaries and the originals and shit. And I was like, man, I want to watch this. Oh, that shit is crazy. They be just killing people just GP on both of those. Vampire Diaries and the originals is freaking dope. Like to the point that.
Okay, Quinlan Vought, he's going to be older. He's going to be older, right? Gil Birmingham.
He played in Yellowstone. He was the Native American in Yellowstone.
He was also in Twilight.
Yep.
He was.
Hey,
he
you know
was
who
the
they
dad.
should get to come in and play
I
him?
can see it.
They should get Johnny Depp to play him since they kicked Johnny Depp off of everything else.
He played a hell of a Tonto.
Yeah,
Give
that's
him
what
the
I'm saying. He
fucking
can
role.
play. He can play it. He
Give
can
him
do
a
it.
role. That's a hell of a way to say I'm sorry since you won't give him Captain Jack back. That's a hell of a way to apologize.
They've actually been talking. Disney has been.
Yeah, they have.
There's been.
Yeah, but it's all they already recorded
doesn't
the
want
other
it, though,
movie. The
because he
movie's
took so
already
much
done.
disrespect. Well, he doesn't want it anyway because he took so much pain out of that. It ruined him to lose that role. Why would he
won't
take
work
that
for
back?
Disney. There's no
I
way.
know that he's already
money.
in the Star Wars universe, but Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo as Quinlan Voss? No.
Oh no, that ain't gonna
I
work.
literally looked up active native male actors, and there was Danny Trejo.
You know,
I thought
okay.
Danny Trejo
You know
was
what makes me
Hispanic.
laugh though?
I think he's half and half.
Jason Momoa would be a killer Quinlan Voss.
Except he
Oh, why you
is
keep wanting Jason Momoa to
Samoan.
play in everything?
He's
Get off
Samoan,
his
not
dick.
Doesn't
native.
matter as long as he
He
looks. Yes,
He's on his
he-
dick.
yeah.
He would gladly probably bend over for him.
I'm sorry if you told me I want you, I'd be like, sorry, babe, gotta go. Sorry. That's my one gay pass. I'm gonna say it. What? I'll say it on a live. I don't care. Fight me. You would gladly leave me for ScarJo.
Oh, without
Point exactly.
hesitation.
Point exactly. But I would leave you for ScarJo.
Okay, this really took a dark turn here. Talking about people catching it in the ass and all kind of shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Last episode there was talking about sex with sand. I don't want to hear shit.
Right. It's rough and coarse. And it gets everywhere.
But nah, I think that would be a good thing. Chris, that was a good idea. I think they should. That would be dope if Quinlan Voss showed up and then saved Reva. That would be also a dope spinoff if it was not just Reva, but it's like the Quinlan Voss, Reva, like
Yeah.
them together.
And
That
they've
would be
given-
something different. That
And
would.
you gotta
they've
think
given
he's with
multiple
Asajj Ventress.
And they've given multiple opportunities because Quinlan keeps getting brought up.
Yeah.
Well, you know he got to show up next episode. He has to show up next episode. Or if he doesn't show up next episode, there's definitely a season 2. There's no question about it because they keep talking about him. So he got to come.
You know who would play a good Quinlan? The guy you've seen Young Guns, right?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
The Native American from that. He's
Ooh,
around.
Lou
that.
Diamond Phillips. Lou Diamond
Yeah.
Phillips is like 100 years old, though. That's the only problem. He's
Don't you
old as
know
shit.
he's not? He looks amazing.
He's old, though, man. It's like, yeah, back in the day, he would be a great Quinlan
Oh
Vos.
yeah, he'd be a great Quinlan.
But I mean, Lou Diamond Phillips is pretty old now. He got to be in his at least late 60s. Well, I don't know. I guess it couldn't be too bad because, Quinlan Vos, we don't know how old he was when he was in Clone Wars. So, since we don't know how old he is in Clone Wars, he could be older at this point, which would also probably play a good part for him because, Quinlan Vos was pretty
he's
outgoing.
60.
60.
He's 60.
He
Really?
doesn't actually look that
He
old.
doesn't look bad. He really doesn't look
He
that
looks
bad.
nice for 60.
He could pull
He
it.
looks pretty decent for 60.
I mean,
Yeah.
He just put
Yeah,
some
he
long
could
hair on
pull
him.
it.
I loved him as Chavez. I don't care.
Yeah, he did. That was a great part.
That was a great role.
Them was great movies. Young Guns 1 and 2 was dope.
I love Emilio Estevez.
Steven Seagal.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Do you see how fat that man's gotten? No.
That dude got-
It would be like a Quinlan Vos ate the Jedi Temple. Sorry,
No.
not
Like,
sorry.
No,
this isn't,
that's
this
terrible.
Isn't Marvel when we get like dad bod Thor. Like we just need to leave that one alone.
Hey, Thor done came back, though. It's all right.
Hell yeah.
He's back.
He's going to have a drastic glow up. He looks amazing. He bulked up so much more after that, too.
But
That's
also, that would be a very good opportunity for Steven Seagal to kind of look at his life and be like, "Hey, I'm kind
But
of
that-
He's still teaching his karate.
That would be awesome, too, anyway, because then that would bring, because see, the only
And
thing
this
that's
little
messed
piggy
up,
went straight to DVD.
but that would be dope, because then we could have Asajj in there, because we know Asajj is with him now. So
Yep.
that would be dope.
That
Then we
would
could
be
get a little bit more backstory on like Asajj's, like her Jedi
Yeah.
master, and how she got turned to the dark side, and how Dooku found her. Like, you give them flashbacks,
Well,
give
we
us a little
got-
bit of that.
We got a book for it, but I would love that book to kind of have a live action to it. And this would be a way to do it.
Oh, okay. Did y'all hear what freaking Tawidi, or how the fuck you say his
Taika
name?
Waititi.
Yeah, however you say his name. You hear what he says, that we have to expand on the Star Wars universe, because if not, it makes it small.
Bro,
Like,
it's
dude.
huge. What are you talking about?
I was
As
like,
long as
wait.
y'all don't mess with
So
it and
basically-
keep it within universe.
So basically, what he's saying is they're going to expand on the sequel trilogy or the sequel era, and they're going to make some new shit. Basically,
No.
they're making all new shit. His shit
Yeah,
is all
I-
new.
I heard at work the other day, actually, I was wearing my Star Wars hoodie, and so a couple customers came in and they're like, "Oh, you like Star Wars?" And I was like, "You have no idea."
We have a problem here, but it's not to be addressed.
But I was like, you have no idea. And they're like, "Well, did you hear that they're remaking? Like Disney's talking about remaking the original 3?" And I was
Yes.
like, "No."
They won't, because you know
Yeah.
how bad it's going to get.
And they started talking about, they're like, well, to get better CGI and everything in that for all the animals and all that. I was like, they shouldn't have added the fucking animals in the first place.
The problem
I like
with
the-
it is, and this is, I don't know, fuck Disney. That's why one thing I got to say. Disney is, I think that they're intentionally doing things that they know that's going to cause controversy within the fandom. It's like they're intentionally trying to destroy Star Wars. And that's something I need everybody that's listening, everybody that's, that hears this, everybody on the podcast side, everything. Dude, do not get drawn into this old hatred, toxic crap that's going on within the fandom, because they are trying to destroy Star Wars. I truly believe that, because if it's being talked about, I've heard some insider shit that they are really discussing doing the original trilogy again, and not only the original trilogy, they're talking about redoing the prequel trilogy again. And this is talking about with people that's within side of Disney. That I got some inside people, and that is not a good thing, because if they do this shit, it's going to the fandom is going to lose their damn mind. I'm still going to watch it because it's new Star Wars, but it's never going to beat the original or the prequel trilogy.
Right.
If anything, I was hoping that, okay, you're talking about redoing the sequel trilogy or in that timeline, like maybe just remake the sequel trilogy and get rid of that shit. That would be awesome to me, and we could just have that as the sequel trilogy as just a different Star Wars universe, or like the multiverse of Star Wars would be okay with me.
Oh, they screwed the pooch so bad. Carrie's gone. You can't touch it anymore. Leave it alone. This is her legacy. That's all I've got to say on this.
You can redo it. They got deep fake shit. They brought back Luke Skywalker so they can bring back Carrie.
Though. We're not going to see Carrie at Comic-Con talk about that experience again.
Hey, shit, Michael Jackson performed at the 2019 music.
Through hologram.
That's a hologram. They do it with Tupac.
You know what I'm saying? There's ways to get shit to happen.
No.
But I would much rather them, if they going to redo some shit, I'd much rather them redo the sequel trilogy and change that whole shit and make it make sense than
Give
it
us
would.
the Yuuzhan Vong and all that fun shit.
I mean, they could do that. Like I said, I've been wanting to see the Yuuzhan Vong. But the only problem is the Yuuzhan Vong story does not make any sense now because Ben is not a soul. I mean, Ben.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is you want it redone, we can get the solo
if
kid.
they did that, but if they leave the sequel trilogy the way it is now, we can't really get to Yuuzhan Vong because Jason and Jaina Solo does not exist. Anakin Solo is not in existence. Ben Skywalker is not in exist. Doesn't exist. So none of that shit will make sense if they did the Yuuzhan Vong at this point.
But if they redid it like you just said, they could bring that in. And
they could do it the right way. Bring in Mara Jade. Like, this is the thing. You trying to piss off the entire Star Wars fandom, but you ain't trying to piss off George, and you still ain't brought Mara Jade out. Like, Mara Jade is dope.
You're trying to spite George Lucas for making something so popular. You fucked up and missed the one thing that would get him mad.
So when we went to Comic-Con forever ago here, there was a Jade, and I walked up and I was like, hey, just like, I'm here taking pictures for a Star Wars podcast, gave her the information. She's like, any friend of Jade is a friend of mine. Of course you can take your picture. If anybody knows who I am, they can take my picture. And I was like, you're awesome.
I love her storyline. I don't know. I know why George doesn't like it, but I don't care. That storyline itself with Mara and Luke and the Solo kids and the one Skywalker kid, the one, bro, she's hot. You only made one kid? Like, come on now. But that storyline itself would be amazing. You could make 6 movies off of that storyline.
What are you talking about? Kids. If you just go off the books, like how many books is it? Then you get the ant people. You get the ants that mess with your brain, the hive mind, and get Jaina and all them in that shit. Then you could bring in the Boba Fett. You could bring in where Jaina trains with Boba Fett because she has to kill her brother, and she knows that she has to know some shit that a regular Jedi is not going to know or Sith is going to know to be able to take out her brother. Dude, and then it brings him into being the Mandalore.
You could do so much.
Everything is explained within that part of the series, or with that part of the series. But this is the thing. They want to bring in legends. Disney wants to bring in legends characters, and I'm all for that. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to bring them in, bring it in where the storyline matches up and all fits together and everything works. You can just come in and start changing everything, and then we're sitting here like, what the hell is going on? Like, when did Leia meet Obi-Wan Kenobi? Okay, when did this happen? When did the Reva, the third sister, become this person? This wasn't who Reva was in Rebels. You know what I'm saying? Reva was the third sister was totally different than this character. They're changing the timeline. They're changing everything around, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? We're not idiots.
Which makes no sense of why they're changing that around. Because I'm sorry, Rebels is a Disney property. How can you fuck with your own property like that and screw with it?
It doesn't make no sense.
It makes
the mouse
no
is
sense.
like a honey badger. Honey badger don't get.
And then if you look at it, the shit is causing problems within the creators of Star Wars. You got Dave and John is arguing about shit. You got Kathleen Kennedy just telling everybody, just do whatever. I don't even care at this point. Just make Disney a bunch of money so we all keep our jobs. it's like y'all are just allowing this shit to happen. And Disney's just sitting back smiling like, we're going to destroy this shit. We're going to make it into what we want it to be. We don't care about the fans. And then the fans is arguing with themselves. We're all arguing back and forth on what's going on and arguing about characters and actresses and all this other shit. And it's the oldest shit, divide and conquer. They're dividing and they're conquering us, and then we're not even paying attention to what's really going on. We're arguing about shit when we're not paying attention to the number one thing, that they're changing the timeline.
I'm scared.
Kyle over here has his own conspiracy theories
hold on. I agree with this though, because if they're doing this, what the fuck are you doing with Indy? What are you going to do with Willow? What are you going to cause that causes issues between those two universes? Because when you bought Lucasfilm, you bought Indiana Jones and Willow too. You're going to fuck up Willow to the point where they have all the fans that love Willow and that kind of universe all mad? Are you going to fuck with the indie fans?
I love Willow and I love Indiana Jones. Man, I didn't even know that George Lucas wrote Willow. When I found out that, I even liked it more. And I just found out like that like last week. I did not know
it was
George
last
Lucas
Saturday.
wrote.
We were talking about it.
And that's another thing. Why are they giving okay, so Chris just brought up a really good point. And I'm going to pull this up on screen. Okay, he said, what was solely a Deborah Chow project? Was this a solely, and I don't think so, because you have the writers. Deborah Chow is just the director. You had the writers that wrote the whole thing. John and Dave didn't have nothing to do with this at all. They didn't have anything to do with the Kenobi series.
Dave was in the middle of Ahsoka, getting Ahsoka started, and making sure
only thing, if you watch the credits, it just gives credit to Dave. It don't give no credit to John at all. So Dave was probably like a consultant, oh no, that sounds good, and I think within this series it because we know that Dave and John are super Star Wars fans. We know this. Dave and John have both said that they're trying their best to keep everything to the timeline. But you see that they're changing the timeline in this, and this is the thing that they're not involved in. Then we know that Kathleen Kennedy, regardless of what everybody says about how much they hate her and all this stuff and this, Kathleen Kennedy was George Lucas's assistant for years. She knows the timeline. She knows all this stuff, and she is not, they didn't even credit her in the thing. I think she has an executive producer, which doesn't mean shit. That's just what they give people that make money. You don't have to be shit to be an executive producer. Ewan McGregor is an executive producer, and I guarantee he just showed up on set to do his part.
Right.
Literally, you will watch movies and you'll be like, oh man, I didn't know this person was an executive producer. Basically, executive producing means you either gave up some money, you put some money into it, or they use your name because it sounds good. That's all executive producer means. The executive producer really doesn't do shit. So, regardless of the situation, we know we are watching this in real time in our lives that that they are changing the timeline. This is happening, and we're too busy fighting among ourselves. But people are talking about, oh, Leia's a bad actor. She's 10. She's supposed to be a bad actor, or she doesn't represent the Leia of now, or arguing about this, or Reva, the third sister, can't be black because she wasn't black in Rebels, or whatever the situation may be. Whatever everybody's arguing about, and we're missing out on the fact that Disney is changing Star Wars. And as fans, if we don't stand up for that, and we don't come to Disney and say, all right, you keep doing this shit, the next shit you put out, we ain't watching that shit, and they fucking whole shit drops, then they're going to be like, oh, hold up. We ain't making no money. We got to fix this. We got to change what we're doing, because Disney is still a corporation and they're still about making money. So as long as they're making money, they're going to do what they want to do. And as long as us as fans are sitting back saying, okay, we'll just deal with whatever they do, it's going to continue to happen.
Hey, guys, okay. I have to go. Something's going on downstairs.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. So we have to make a change. So if they keep doing this, the next series come out, none of us watch that shit, and their fucking whole shit drops on Star Wars, I guarantee they change their fucking attitude and start listening to what the fans are saying. But we all have to be on a united front. We can't all be arguing with them. It's the same thing that the government did with us, that Trump did with us, when Everybody started coming together and was like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. This isn't good. This isn't good. Then what did he do? He started a fucking race war with the whole world and got all this shit going. And you got cops killing black people and getting away with it. And then cops killing black people and they go through all this trial and all this big ass thing. And this dude sitting in a freaking federal penitentiary in a damn resort. You know what I'm saying? Getting lobster and shit delivered to him. Dude, that's not... You created a race war in order to confuse the people, and then now we're all arguing and fighting. Everybody's worried about, oh, is this person racist? Is this person this? Is this person looking at me bad? Is this cop doing me this? Is this cop like this? Or whatever the situation. And we're not paying attention to gas being $6 a fucking gallon. Milk is $5 a fucking gallon. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. And nobody's paying attention. All we're doing is bitching about it because they divided us. And that's the same thing that Disney is doing with Star Wars. That's exactly the same thing. For Disney to call all Star Wars fans racist and toxic, come on now. There's too much stuff going. See you, Bodie. Later. There's too much stuff going on, and we're not paying attention, and because we're too busy fighting to pay attention to the stuff that they're doing.
So pretty much back to the episode, because I feel like. Yeah, we could go on this tangent for hours. I agree with him. Wholeheartedly.
Sorry, y'all.
No, it's all good.
I'm just super excited about this because this shit is pointless. I can't stand it. It just bothers me a lot. But go ahead.
But I'm gonna pull up what Bodie asked before he decided to dip out, because some people can't tolerate politics, which is totally fine. That's cool. We'll see you on Saturday. We don't have nothing against you on that. What's our favorite part of the episode, though?
My favorite part of the episode is when Vader comes in and like literally rips the ship apart and then just handles Reva like it wasn't even hard. That was my favorite part. That whole ending of that of the episode was just phenomenal. It was like, even though I don't agree with him being able to hold down the ship, like watching it was just great. I was super, like, I haven't, at all episodes, the only other time that I've been excited like that was when Vader first came out and he was drugged the people out the room and killed the one young guy and was drawing Kenobi out. That was exciting as shit. I was like, ooh, and that's how I felt when this shit was happening. Vader should have way more roles in this episode or in this series than they gave him. He should be doing way more. Vader's what people really want to see, I think.
What about you?
I gotta say it was the whole. Granted, it wasn't very much of a fight scene, but I definitely like how he handled Reva. I just want to put this out there. My heart broke because I love my droids. My heart broke when he died. My droid, he sacrificed, and then he like became a shield for Tala. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, they better not do this to me. I've grown attached. Leave my droids alone.
We didn't even get to see him use the fucking hammer. Why? Okay, I'm going to point this out. I'm pissed off about this. I was just thinking about this. Okay, in the shop, when Obi-Wan meets Tala for the first time, and old boy's standing there and the stormtroopers come in, he's got that fucking hammer. He didn't use it. He used a blaster the whole time. Why? Why did you not let him have the hammer and just have him beat all of them up? But my favorite moment is the training sequence with Anakin and Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan elbows him in the back, pulls the Force, and practically tells him, you're still a bitch. This is why you're a Padawan. Control your shit. And just like dipped out. He walks away from him like, sorry, not sorry. Like, what?
So Chris said, did y'all buy Reva's story of how she knew that Anakin was Vader? Seems kind of odd that she saw him prior to his first Kenobi class and just knew that it was Anakin. Well, this is the thing. When he came in, you got to understand, once he became Lord Vader and they executed Order 66, he walks in with the 501st behind him and goes in and kills everybody in the temple, which is still hard for me to believe. You got 1,000 Jedis in this temple, and you just walk in with some stormtroopers or some clone troopers and just wipe them all out. It's kind of hard for me to. I've always had a problem with that, but that's beside the point. But for like they explained it in the episode, not just her talking about it. She's sitting there viewing Anakin stab her. So at that point, I'm pretty sure that the 501st knew that his new name was Lord Vader, and they probably said it.
Well,
So-
Palpatine was calling him Vader even before he was in the robot suit. He was telling the people on Mustafar, the Separatists and all that, like, hey, Lord Vader, my apprentice is coming here. Like, he was already being called Vader before he became the robot. Like, before he lost limbs, all of that, he was still Vader. So
he kneeled down. He sat there and was like, what have I done? And then turns around.
Which
okay,
I never get that. How did they get the video footage at the Jedi Temple of that? Like, remember when they shows that in Revenge of the Sith?
Well, Grandpa Palpy is a tad vindictive, as we all know. He's just a smidge vindictive. Like he probably put up like one of those little like nanny cams or whatever, and was like, "Hey, this is what is happening right now. I won. Haha, fuck you." Like,
but
it's just a gloat thing. It's like, this is what happened at the temple. This is what I can gloat about. This is why we sent the 501st in my, This
but we also know that Anakin walks in with the 501st,
like a bad motherfucker.
And he walks in and kills everybody in the Jedi Temple in Revenge of the Sith. Mm-hmm. Then you turn around, and now we got the 501st walking with this dude in this black suit, this robot-looking dude, and they're wiping out, everybody that's going against them. It's not too hard to figure out that that's Anakin if you're one of those people that seen him, walk into the Jedi Temple. So as she's being stabbed by him the first time, she's looking at Anakin stabbing her, and then turn around and seeing him again. And then plus somebody stabs you and you're force sensitive. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to sense that that's the same person.
Oh yeah.
That's something that you're going to know.
Like that's Vader. He makes comments, it's a force. That's a presence I haven't felt in a long time. Like, that's how the Inquisitors were able to find somebody, was their force ability. They could sense it, which I again don't understand how she was able to at, like, let's say she's 9 when that happened. Let's go off of that number. She was 9 when Order 66 happened. Kenobi is much older, and he had to struggle to figure out how to get rid of the Force and to close himself off from it. How are you going to close yourself off from the Force at 9 to trick Master Skywalker, who isn't actually a master, that you're dead when you still have Force abilities? Like, he's still
he might not have
sense your Force presence, whatever.
And that's what I'm saying. That's I don't think that he's leaving her alive. I think he really thinks he's killing her, and then she just like wanted, like, I'm like really thinking, is Reva really a human, or is she from an alien culture that just looks like they're human, but she has like her heart is in her stomach or some shit. He's stabbing her through her chest or some weird shit like that.
Did bring it up. I think it was Bodhi. It might have been Chris. It was team leader, had replacement organs the first time. Yeah, and then it was Chris. What if she got modded after the first time she got stabbed, and now she was just stabbed? Now he just stabbed machinery.
Yeah,
so
possible.
She slowly. Well, that's what I was going to pull up. Fennec,
like the mods in Boba. Yeah,
I could see her going and getting modded like Fennec did, and then turning around. And like it's slowly like shutting down.
Oh,
she's got enough life, like enough power, like life in her, to get fixed or get somewhere where she can sustain herself till she can find another modder or find somebody to be able to work on it.
And we don't know if there wasn't another Jedi in a temple, or one of the other masters came back, found her, took her, and then they put her in Bacta, and then she was healed, and then something happened to them.
Well, yeah,
Vader and them killed them, and she was hidden. We don't know any of the backstory at this point, so we don't really know what's going to happen. But this was something else that I wanted to bring up to y'all. Do you know last week on the viewer average for the Rotten Tomatoes for the Kenobi series, it was at a 52. And then overnight, it jumped up to 60 because anything over 52, it has the popcorn turned down on its side. Or anything under 55, I think it is. It has the popcorn turned down
55.
on its side. Then overnight, it jumped back up to 60. But if you go through all the reviews and you look at it, it's like just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, half, 1, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1. Very terrible reviews on the Kenobi series up to last week, up to 4. Because I looked at it right after 4 came out. I think I looked at it on Thursday. It was like Thursday afternoon, and it was at 52. And I was like, holy shit, this is bad. And then it jumped up back. I think it went up to 61 by the next morning. And I was like, how the hell? And all the reviews doesn't show that. Like, how the hell did this damn thing jump up like that? Somebody brought up a good point to me, or I think it was on the LightSaber radio thing. They was talking about it in the comments of one of our posts. It said Disney is paying Rotten Tomatoes to boost the score so it didn't drop to a falling over popcorn thing. And I looked at it on that Thursday, and I seen it myself. It was at 52. And then the next day it's up to like 61 or 62. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 61. And so you can't go off of tomato, the tomato one. You got to go off the popcorn one, because that's people that are putting in comments and viewers. That's us. That's the regular viewers. The tomato meter is actually critics. That's what critics like Siskel and Eber and everybody else, that's what they rate. So
I agree.
Most people will go out of their way to write a negative than positive.
Well, this is the thing on Boba Fett. It was at one point, it was all the way down to like a 36. And then right around either the last episode or the episode before the last episode, it jumped all the way back up to like 79. But if you go through and you actually look at the reviews, it had very bad reviews. The thing that bothers me is, do you think that these companies do you think Disney is paying these companies to lift up these
yes.
These
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's the Mighty Mouse, man.
Well, it's not even that, but we see it with celebrities all the time. They buy followers, and all of that. They buy, good reviews for their products that they release.
Well, we know that there's a certain lightsaber company that was actually caught by the Better Business Bureau buying positive.
Yeah, we know them very well.
Buying positive reviews, and they got caught by the Better Business Bureau doing it.
But the thing is I agree. I think 100% they are doing so. Why? Because it makes them look good. Because you get the normal fan like you. We're not normal fans. We're super fans. The normal fan that watches it on a casual basis will look at that and be like, "Oh, it's got to be good," and then that gets them their views. Baby, put it back. Blinding me now. It's got to be good, and then they get those views. Then you got fans like you, me, Tori, Kim, all of us, and Theory, you name all of us that can see through that shit. And it's like, yo, this is fucking garbage with some good things in it.
Well, I'm not even because I noticed that a lot of the arguments I'm in a disagreement with. It's not that it's a bad story. It was written bad. It's written out of the timeline.
Yeah.
So that's what makes people upset about it. It's not that the story itself is bad. And I don't agree with some of the directorial things like turning the camera sideways and doing these weird stepping movements and shit. When people are standing still, it's like it causes you to be like, why would you do it? And Deborah Chow is a great director. So for her to be allowing these things to happen that are just these are things that don't happen for a reason because they cause you to be discombobulated. They cause it to feel strange. And it's only really, I've really only noticed it in his last 2 episodes. So it's like, okay, why would you do that? Like I can understand when like the Grand Inquisitor comes in and the camera sideways because it's off of her point of view. She's laying on the ground. But when her and all the stormtroopers are standing there and they're blasting the door and the camera's doing this as it walks up to her, like, why are you doing that? Like, dude, who is the camera guy on this?
What type of his aim shit?
What type? And that's another thing that bothered me about this episode that I was going to bring up that I completely forgot is, dude, they only shot one person.
2.
You have all these stormtroopers running. They shot 1 or 2 people.
2.
And like 10 of them got shot.
And
like, dude, y'all are like 5 feet away from them, and
those
you can't.
2 fucking people didn't even die. They carried them off into the ship. Like you couldn't even get a kill shot in.
Listen,
you killed the fucking
they're
droid.
The stormtroopers that we all know and love. They have
Okay, but that's just terrible. But as we have to look back at it, there was like 50 stormtroopers shooting at Han Solo when he ran right up on him, and they still killed him. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, I don't know how the Empire ever could beat shit. Y'all can't hit nothing. But
Vader.
It was like the camera movements. Them are type of things that you'll see in like a B movie or like a fan film or something. Somebody's walking with the camera and they're holding it and it's shaking.
Well, I've even seen guys that do independence that hold a camera better.
And it was just like, that's what really got me on this thing. Like Disney's really trying, because Deborah Chow was a great director. We seen him in The Mandalorian. It's like, dude, you guys are making Obi-Wan look bad to make your other projects look better, like The Mandalorian. And I said that. Didn't I say that? I said, dude, they're either going to make it really, really good or they're going to make it really, really bad. And they're going to try to make it bad in order so they don't have to worry about it no more. Nobody's ever going to want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi
because they did this
again.
For fan service. This is the gist of what Kyle's trying to get to. I know he's going to go on to this, but it's a fucking fan service show. Everybody has been requesting it. Since Ewan openly stated in an interview he would love to come back 5, 6, 7 years ago. He's like, yeah, I would love to come back as Obi-Wan. This is fucking fan service. That is it. This is as far as we're going to get. And nobody's going to sit there and deny that. This is everything that Kyle wanted. This is everything that I wanted. We wanted Kenobi to come back. And, well, you too. Sorry. I apologize. I'm going to get a talking to later. This is fan service, right? But fan service either has to compliment or turn us away. Compliment us and give us what we know Disney, you billion-dollar company, can do. We saw it with The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian was excellent. Like the everything that in The Mandalorian was done right.
You brought not only,
but it seems like they're catering to that.
Yes, but not only did they make the older fans happy with The Mandalorian, they brought the newer fans, the younger generation in with Grogu and with all of the teeny tiny the blue fish, all of that. Like they brought all of those younger. Our daughter is obsessed with Baby Yoda because of Mando. She sees a Mando helmet. Mom, that's Mando. That's Mando.
Or if it's a different Mando color, it's Boba Fett. Yeah. If it's silver, it's Mando. If it's any color under the damn sun, it's Boba Fett, which I'm totally okay with. I can't explain Death Watch and all that fun stuff. But that's the thing.
But they did that with Mando, is that they made the adult fans happy by bringing in an awesome show, bringing in a new character. And then they brought the younger generation in, which is what they were wanting to do and trying to do with the last 3 damn movies that nobody liked. But like they succeeded in Mandalorian, and then they just destroyed that momentum that they had going on with making the older fans pissed off about Boba Fett, how they didn't like how Boba Fett changed and what he did.
What kills me with that is they made Boba Fett in Mando a fucking hard ass. Mm-hmm. They made him what we know. Like when he tells Bo-Katan, you better watch it, princess. Holy shit, that's Boba Fett. And then you give us that. Okay. Yeah,
well, it's like you got
ties. Cool. Whatever.
Right now we got fan favorite shows. we have the Book of Boba Fett, which is a fan favorite Boba Fett. Then we got Obi-Wan Kenobi, we got Darth Vader, fan favorite characters. And they're making these bad, and they're taking their character that they created in Mando, and they're making him out way better. Look, even in the Book of Boba Fett series, Mando's parts were the best parts about it. That was the best scenes that we got, was the scenes that Mando was in. And it's that I think that they're trying to destroy the fan favorite characters. They're trying to destroy the old franchise and rebuild a whole new franchise around characters that they want to design. And that's what's bothering me. I'm looking at all of this, and I'm trying to look at it as objectively. But certain things that happened in these last 2 episodes of Kenobi do not happen on a major production thing. You don't have the camera guy shaking the camera when people are standing still. You're going to come in with a solid shot. You're going to zoom in. You're going to come in on that shot, because these cameras don't have zoom capability. These is high. The cameraman moves, or the dolly tracks move. They move in on the character. They set up the scene. They do it. They don't have somebody walking in. Like, if somebody's walking in, the camera shaking, and you're getting it from a person's point of view, you can have camera shake. But this is like low end. Like, people learn this in the beginning of film school. Directors learn this in the beginning of filmmaking, just like the rule of thirds and all these different things that they're breaking in when they're doing it. And they cause people that have been watching TV and watching movies for years and years to be like, what the hell is going on? Like, why does it causes you to be discombobulated? It causes you to be confused, and it takes you out of the scene. They're doing these things intentionally. They did it in the Book of Boba Fett. They did it. They're doing it here, and it seems like they're doing it on the things that we want to see, not the things that their creations. Like, they didn't do it in The Mandalorian.
No, The Mandalorian's camera. I could watch both seasons right now, and I could not see a single shake or a missed scene, or the scores off, or a blaster sound. Everything was dialed into a point of perfection. It was a fucking movie set.
Because
perfection.
It was their creation. The Mandalorian is a Disney creation. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Boba Fett, these are George Lucas creations, and they're not giving it the same type of thing. Star Wars team leader brought up a good point. He said he still wanted to see the scene where Ben saves Luke and his friends in the Gentleman Waste as they were kids from the deleted scenes of A New Hope before the end of the show. I would love to see that. I just think the only problem is with that is the timelines don't match up, which I know
I would like
Disney
to see the
is not
Black
following.
Chrysanthemum thing in the Kenobi in the comic books that literally Disney greenlit for a comic series was Kenobi saving Owen from getting his ass beat by Black Chrysanthemum.
Chris brought up a good point too, and that's something else that I wanted to see. That's what's the problem when you have brain fog that this shit is causing. Like, you can tell that it's James Earl Jones talking, but it doesn't sound the same. It sounds different. And I actually went back and listened to New Hope, and I even went back and listened to several scenes in all 3 of the original trilogy movies, even in the end of Revenge of the Sith. And it sounds like they're putting a different effect on James Earl Jones's voice that's making him sound more robotic than him just sounding, his voice was how it was normally when he did the voice in the original trilogy.
I even made a comment to CJ about it. I was like, yo, it's really honing the Mufasa in there today.
Yeah, it does not sound the same. Like I said, and this is, I might just be tripping out, but it seems like Disney is really trying to eliminate us from liking the original shit, the original fan favorite characters, in order to favor their characters that they're creating. Because you don't see nobody talking about, oh yeah, Rey is the greatest Jedi that ever lived. Nobody's saying that shit. Nobody's talking about, everybody talks about how much they hate that they look at the way that they did Luke Skywalker.
Oh, and Luke, yeah.
Look at the way that they did Luke Skywalker. You know what I'm saying?
Did him so damn dirty.
the worst way that any Jedi could freaking die. You used the Force and did some shit that you do all the time, and you just died. Like, shut the fuck up. That's just stupid.
And then you shove Leia out into space, and she's able to force grab the ship and bring herself back in. Nobody.
And then
nobody.
She dies like her mom because of a broken heart after she gives all of her energy to her son. So, you know, they took out the original characters. Han Solo gets stabbed by his son. All the original characters.
That scene was not bad due to the fact that there was a lot of meaning behind that, and I actually liked that scene. And everybody in the Star Wars universe knew that Harrison Ford wanted the hell out. That's fine. You kind of
didn't want to do it in the first place.
Yeah, well, and he went out the way he wanted. He had a direction. They listened to him. He told JJ, "This is how I think I should go out. I should be killed some way, like in this sort of fashion. Maybe it's by my son. Maybe it's by an accident. Maybe I sacrifice myself." And JJ had Ben kill Han. Cool. I liked it. When the son died, the actual son, not Ben, but when the son died, the son himself died, which killed Han Solo. Fine. Cool. Well, everybody thinks that fucking Han pressed the button. He did not.
He did.
All of it.
She literally. Sorry, I'm gonna go on a rant here in a minute, Kyle. Just give me a second because we have this fight almost every time he brings this up. Okay, Leia literally looked at Han and said, "Bring our son home." Okay, he said that he was going to bring him home. The only way to stop him from going full dark side at that point was to stop him from killing Han. Was from Ben to not kill Han. He literally looked at Ben and said, "It's going to be okay." Ben says, "I don't think I can do this." He says it, and then a button pushes, he ignites it, whatever. Ben looked like he was in shock. Like he didn't expect that shit to actually happen. Like he 100% hit the button. 100%. You can't change my mind.
I'm not trying to. I just know what really happened. So
if you listen to or read the book, Kylo Ren is the one that hits the button.
I'm not talking about the books.
I knew she was gonna do that shit because I read the book too.
Kylo Ren pushes the button because he has to push the button because he's trying to get rid of his good side, and he knows he has to destroy the past in order to get rid of the good side. At least this is his.
Why does he thank Khan then?
Because Harrison Ford was fucking done. That was personally Harrison Ford thanking him. That was not Han Solo. That was Harrison saying, "Thank you, Adam Driver, for getting me out of this franchise. Now I can die in peace."
But they're taking out all of the originals. They're getting rid of, and I think that they're basically just trying to wipe they're trying to wipe out everything that had to do with George Lucas's Star Wars and start all over again with the new Disney Star Wars stuff. And so far, the fans haven't get it. So as long as they can make things that look bad and that are bad, not to say that I think Kenobi is bad. I think it's decent. I think it could be way better. I think they could have done a better story. But the story is not bad in my opinion. I think that they're doing pretty well on telling the story. If the story just happened to be about Kenobi and not about everybody else. But, you know, the story what I've seen so far is a pretty good story. I do agree with a lot of people, and I think it's more of the Reva story than it is the Obi-Wan Kenobi story, but it's not bad. But I think that that's what they're trying to do. They're intentionally making the fan favorite characters bad, so we don't want it no more. We're like, nah, we don't want that. We don't want that. But give us Mandalorian, give us these new movies, give us something better than the crap that you're being putting out, because they're intentionally putting out bad products in order to kill off or to eliminate us wanting to see the original characters, the fan favorite characters that we've all grown and loved for their characters, the ones that they create.
Real shit though, why did they bring the Purge Troopers? Do you know what the Purge Troopers are, Kyle? I would assume you do, but
please say no that he can explain it, because I have no idea.
Actually, I don't. I mean,
so the Purge Troopers were brought in for Jedi Fallen Order. So they were a specialty group pulled out of every top trooper in every division, and they were given special armor and special staffs or weapons to fight Jedi users. They would follow the Inquisitors around and hunt Jedi with the Inquisitors because they were so good at tactical, like hand-to-hand warfare and weapons.
Clones.
I would assume so, because if it's a stormtrooper, they would suck. So the Purge Troopers were made specifically to hunt Jedi. And the fact that they did not use them like they should really aggravates me, because when you play Fallen Order, you fight more Purge Troopers than Stormtroopers.
Chris.
And Purge Troopers fucking suck.
Chris, and I got a question for Chris and Star Wars team leader. Scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate the episode on? And y'all going next. I need Chris and oh wow, I just got a YouTube thing saying that we're live. We only been live for an hour and a half. And now I'm just getting a notification.
I got the notification. I got an early notification saying, "Hey, 30 minutes until live."
I got the countdown notification too.
And then
I got a, "Hey, you're live. They're live now." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm on the fucking. I can see myself." Thanks, YouTube.
So I want to know Chris and Star Wars team leaders thing. And then I have another question for everybody before we jump off of here. Okay, first, well, you guys tell me.
What, our rating?
Yeah, I want to hear y'all's rating.
Personally, no, go ahead. Fuck it. I give it an 8. I don't care. I like it.
Chris says 7 point Bob.
I gotta slightly agree. I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
Okay. As a Star Wars fan, I'm giving it a 7.5. As a critic, I'm giving it a 6.
That's still above.
Valid.
Yeah.
As a Star Wars fan, I loved it just because it was Darth Vader was whooping ass and it was really good. And as a Star Wars fan, I was like, this is dope as shit. As somebody that watched it, and just to let you guys know, I've already watched it 4 times. In the 4 times that I watched it, I noticed a lot of things that was done very poorly in the score side, in the Foley side, in the camera movement and directing side, and some things that was lacking in the story that would have made it way better. That just didn't make sense. So. And I'm being generous just because I like the episode because I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm giving it a 6 as a critic. I should be giving it like a 4, but I'm going to give it a 6. 8 as a Star Wars fan, or 7.5 as a Star Wars fan. So I'm going to give it like a 6 3/4.
I work with measurements all day. God, when you said that, I just immediately looked at a tape measure in my head. I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm
Star Wars team leader is an 8. Okay, Chris, Star Wars team leader. Since you guys put up with us until 10:30 at night, my time. That's what 9:30 your time.
Yep.
CJ. When y'all want to come on the show?
Real shit though, Chris. Come on.
It's been said multiple times, Chris.
We've called you out a few times there, Chris.
Where are you at, Chris?
And Star Wars team leader, and we got to get. We're gonna get Bodie on here too.
I don't know. Bodie just dipped. I don't know. I think he's in the suspension state right now. In my opinion,
I think where's Bodie at? Didn't he say any like in Japan or somewhere, China or somewhere? Where did he say he was at?
Remember.
I remember he said he was where he was at one time.
I'll DM him. I'll DM him and find out.
So you guys want to come on the show? I know we got like about a fucking 20-second delay on everything. This chat is slow.
We need that fucking button.
Didn't he have that button last week?
I'm good to come on like a Wednesday, especially if you're down. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring on. So next Wednesday, Chris, you're coming on the show.
Real shit.
We'll send you the link. You can come on the show with us next Wednesday and talk some Kenobi. Star Wars
final episode of Kenobi.
Yeah, final episode of Kenobi.
Final.
Yeah, final. we'll see if they have a.
I'm gonna be so pissed if it doesn't happen the following week. I'll be like, damn you, Ewan, you lied to me.
But that could be.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you were my only hope. Have to be an evening show. All the early shows I'm at work when I'm.
So Wednesdays.
So Wednesday.
So next Wednesday we're gonna bring both of you guys on. Well, actually, what is it? Is it next Saturday? When is Juneteenth? The 18th. That's this Sunday.
Yeah.
DM my contact. I'm your contact.
My people will talk to you people.
Yeah, you're the person talking to this person.
Next Saturday, I think we have to do a late show. Because I think I have to work next
again?
Saturday. Yeah. Whenever there's a holiday during the week, then I have to work Saturday.
You don't. Father's Day's on Sunday. 4th of July is on Monday.
Juneteenth is a national holiday now. And
Juneteenth is on Father's Day.
Juneteenth is on the 19th.
So
it's on my birthday.
So it's Monday.
So Monday, I have off. So that means everybody has off. So I have to work Saturday.
I don't.
That's because you don't work for. I work for the city. I work for a government.
Fuck the government. I want Monday off.
Most people got Monday off. Like I don't know why. Well, actually, I think my wife has to work Monday, but she gets Friday off.
I work construction. I'm just happy to have 4th of July off.
I have Monday off.
You work fucking Friday and Saturday. Of course you have Monday off.
So Saturday, or so not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, we'll probably be doing a late show, which is kind of going to suck because then Garrison might not be able to come. We'll have to see. Yeah. So we'll
figure it out. My people will contact your people.
Yeah, so Star Wars team leader, you might be able to come on the next Saturday because we'll probably do like a 5 o'clock show. It'll be 5 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock CJ's time.
Yeah.
Right, you're an hour behind me, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it'll probably be around that time, somewhere in there, somewhere within the 5 and 7 p.m. time, whatever time we decide.
So on a funny note,
my
adopted sister, my older sister's best friend, came into town a couple of weeks ago for my nephew's graduation, and her name is Naomi. And Phoenix calls her Auntie Kenobi.
Yep, makes me smile.
I noticed it at dinner. And she said it a couple times, and I was like, "There is no way she's saying that." And I nudged CJ. I was like, "Is she really saying Kenobi?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think so." And I was like, "Phoenix, you want to say that louder one more time? Like, who are you talking to?" And she's like, "Auntie Kenobi." I was like, "Oh, that's the greatest thing ever." She was not mad at all. She's like, "I'll take being Kenobi."
All right, guys. So we're going to get off of here. We will see you guys Saturday. We don't know what we're talking about yet. We haven't discussed that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll come up with something. And we will see you guys then. You guys know what to do. Subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we will see you guys then. Peace, and may the force be with you. Always.
Or the dark side.
Join the dark side. We have cookies.
I'm wearing a Kenobi shirt, so in that. Later.
All right, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. LightSaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Kim Lanise, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.